Thank you for tuning in. This is Prince with Grind Time Radio, where we talk about different strategies on how to get you more money in your mobile auto detailing business. On the phone, I got my man Styles. Styles, introduce yourself and your company.
All right, man. How you doing, man? It's an honor to be on your show, Mr. Prince. My name is Styles, Pretty Work Detailing.
Pretty Work Detailing Styles. All right, bro, man. It's been a long week for me. I had so many things to do, and even right now, as soon as I get off this radio show, I still got so much more to do, and it's always good to stay busy. And I just want to go ahead and just ask a few questions to you. And most of these questions come from the newbies, people who I mentor, and people who just like tune in on like YouTube. And so the first question I want to ask you, Styles, is how long have you been detailing?
Oh, man, that's an excellent question. Professionally, about 5 years. But I didn't know that I was detailing when I was 16 years old. You know, the things that I was doing at 16, the way I was taking care of my vehicle and stuff like that, I didn't even realize that I was detailing then. And that's what I told some guys. You know, remember the first car that you ever got and how well you always want to take care of it and keep it clean, and you found out ways to keep it clean and stuff, even if you bought over-the-counter products and stuff like that. But when I look back, I reflected on that, and I looked back and I was like, wow, man, because I was detailing way back then and didn't even know it, you know. The only reason why I would go to a car wash was just for the water source. Everything else I did was when I would park my car up under the shade tree by the car wash and did all my other stuff and my vacuuming, and then pull over in the shade and I was wiping down my interior, my windows and my wheels and dressing my tires and dressing my interior. I was detailing then without even acknowledging it. So, but professionally 5 years.
Okay. It reminds me. You said, remember that first call you got, man, and it wasn't my first car, but it was my first nice car. My first car was a 1984 Chrysler Fifth Avenue. But it was fully loaded. It had 8-track in that joint. That joint had like leather. Everything was electronic. It was white. That joint, the shocks was blown out, so that joint was bouncing all over the place.
Oh, man.
I love that car. But my really first car that I really count, I had a T-top Camaro, 1986 T-top Camaro. And I kept that so clean. And again, like back then, I didn't know I was detailing back then. But now, when I kept my car so clean that other people would ask me, yo, who's cleaning your car? And that's how I pretty much got started into detailing. There was an older lady at my church that was like, you keep your car so nice and clean, can you wash mine? I realized, hey, baby, we can make money off this, Daddy. Let's get it.
Exactly. I mean, you know, my first car was a 1972 Plymouth Fury. It was white. It was nothing wrong with the interior, nothing wrong with the body, the chrome bumpers, everything. That car was nice. And, man, I mean, I couldn't wait for it to rain. You know, I couldn't wait for it to rain so to give me a reason to go out there and keep it clean, you know. But I tell you, man, but I had several cars after that. Then I looked up and I ended up getting a 1976 Grand Prix, black, with white leather interior. Man, I love that car. And thanks to one of my friends, he blew my engine. And but I kept that car so clean. You know, I kept that car so clean. I love that car, man. And you know what? And be honest with you, all the vehicles that I had, keeping them so clean, I never had to do a lot of detailing or cleaning to do the vehicle because I never had I was young, but I didn't ever ride around with a lot of people in my car. You know what I'm saying? I was very, very, about, this is not no joyride. I don't have a taxi cab sign on my car. I was like, I really love that car, but man, I done had so many cars since then. But every vehicle that I ever had, every girlfriend that I ever had that had a car, every family member that I had that had a decent car that wanted to take care of it, I've always been that kind of guy. I wanted to be the one to do it. And I didn't even know how to charge back then. I didn't even know how to charge, I mean, shoot, I do somebody's car, and I might spend 2 or 3 hours on the car, and they shoot me $25. I didn't know what I was doing. But now I know what I'm doing, and I spend 2 or 3 hours on your car.
Because you love what you're doing, and you will pretty much do it for free. Am I right?
Yes. And so, the 25 was cool. The 25 was cool because what I did with that 25, because back then gas was cheap, so I'll take $10 of that 25 and put $10 in my gas, and I'll take the other 15 and go buy me some of the products that I done used on that vehicle, to replace my chemicals, and but pretty much that's how it went, man. So it's the love was already there. The love was already there back then when I didn't even know it,
Yeah, and that goes right into my next question. What do you love most about detailing?
Oh, man, that's another excellent question. What I love most about detailing, man, is after every vehicle that I do, to see the owner of the vehicle. Now, we're talking about today the way I look at it. What I love about detailing is to see a vehicle come up in my yard and I be like, okay. Or if I see someone, however me and the owner of the vehicle come in contact with each other, to see that vehicle come and to see them come back and they be like, you can look on their face and they blown away. You see what I'm saying? So, it's the payday for me, other than the payday, is the person that I, did call the customer. You can call them a customer. Is just watching them and saying, man, I didn't even think that would come out. I didn't even think that would come clean, So really that right there is, that made me love detailing even more. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm all about the customer satisfaction.
Yeah, the expression on a customer face is definitely well worth the time.
It is worth 1,000 words.
Yeah, I got a couple stories. I had detailed this lady car. She was still in the car. She had left the window open, and she had been driving the car for a while. And so it was mold all the way in it. Like when I say mold, like the mold is on all the doors, all the carpet, all the seats, all dashboard is in the vents. And when we pulled off the door panels, it was inside the door panels, man. So we had to really now I charged her a pretty penny now. But after I was done with it, and she came back, she was like, "Oh my God, I couldn't believe that you did all this. Can I hug you? Can I give you a kiss? Is that okay?" I think she squeezed my butt and everything. Like, it was crazy, man, crazy. And that's not the only time like something like that happened.
Right.
When you clean a person's car and it hits them so emotionally.
Yeah.
That they just want to not only I want to give you money, but I want to give you some love too.
Exactly.
I remember another time I had detailed this guy's car. He I don't know exactly what he was doing in that. It was a minivan, a green minivan. I'll never forget it. And I don't know exactly what he was doing in that minivan. But he lives in his neighborhood is like top notch. Like we talking 500,000 and up houses, right? And,
Black Horse Run.
No. I think this was in where was this at? I want to say Chapel Hill. That's what I want to say. I want to say.
Oh yeah.
Chapel Hill. That's what I want to say. I'm not really sure. But
I know where you at.
You see only expensive cars, right? But
I know where you at.
Plymouth.
Go ahead.
Plymouth Green minivan, and I went out there and I did my thing. I just killed it, right? He had got a coupon for me, so he got his detail at 50% off. 50% off, and after we finished, he came and checked out and looked inside of it, and we put the stripes in the carpet. We put the fragrance on it. I mean, we went straight beef beast mode on that little minivan, like it was like a daggone Lamborghini Diablo. Like we put it on it, right? And he was like, "Listen, I don't have any cash for a tip. Can you follow me to the ATM?" I said, "No problem. I'll follow you to the ATM, right?" And so we got to the ATM. Dude tip was $100.
Oh my goodness, yes. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what. And I was like, wow, I'm blown away. You know what I'm saying? This was really early in my career when I started doing detailing, but I was just blown away that there are people out here that will tip you. Like the $100 detail is not really a big deal if you're servicing the right kind of people who got the money.
That's right. That's right.
Because the people will pay for good service, bro.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. And speaking of people that will pay for good services, I have quoted, I remember it wasn't that long ago. I was at a estate sale, and I was talking to a guy. And just by me and this guy having this conversation, there was another man standing over there, you know, listening, being nosy. He didn't come right over. He waited till the guy walked off. And he says to me, he says, I overheard you talking to that gentleman, and I heard you say that you detail vehicles. And I told him, I said, yes. He said, you have a card? I said, yes. He says, I have a older model Saab that I would like to get detailed because I'm planning on selling it. And I said, well, is it garage kept, outdoors kept? And I gave him my card, and he also gave me his card. And so I called him, and I asked him, I said, can you send me some pictures of the vehicle? And he says, well, the vehicle haven't been cranked up in a while. I'm going to have to charge the battery and everything and whatever. So when he finally did, he pulled it out into the sun, and he took pictures and everything. I told him, I said, well, I don't see a problem with that car. I said, I don't see no problem. I said, but can you send me pictures of the inside? Send me pictures of the inside. So I told him, I said, I don't see no problem. Me and him set up a date for that vehicle. I did the vehicle. When I finished the vehicle, he didn't sell the vehicle. He kept it.
Yeah.
He didn't even sell it. He said I changed my mind. He said I'm not even gonna sell it.
You brought back what's that quote you say? What's that quote? Fall in love with your car again.
Oh yeah, I make you fall in love with your car again. Oh. I mean, because see, I like seeing cars that's been. Some cars have been neglected because some people are cheap. Then other people on cars are neglected because they really don't trust nobody to do their car, or they don't understand the difference between a car wash and a detailer, and you know, and they think just because you can ride down the street and you can see this business and over here on the side of the street, and oh, they do cars over there. Oh, they only $25. Let me go over here. But down the road, they realize that, you know, these people mess their vehicle up. And so, you know, the difference where I get a chance to shine is when they bring it to me. You know, they like, well, just do the best you can. I'm not going to sit there and tell you what I'm going to do. I see what the problem is. I know how to tackle it. I have the equipment. I have the chemicals. I have the tools. I have the technique. But when you get the vehicle back, you can be like, man, oh, man, I never thought it would look like this. And see, that's what I'm talking about. I'll take a person that just says, man, just clean it. You came to the wrong person if you just want it clean. You is going to love this vehicle all over again. You know what I'm saying? It's just like seeing somebody that you have, like having an old girlfriend and y'all haven't seen each other in 10 years. And you don't went on your way, she don't went on her way, and next thing you know, y'all meet up again. you know, and you be like, wow, you know, and y'all have a conversation, and next thing you know, it happens to some people. Next thing you know, you be like, darn, we never did finish our relationship right, you know. Girl, I still love you, you know. You know, then when you get your car, you be like, car, I still love you, you know what I'm saying? See, that's where the fun part comes in at, because see, I don't look at what I do. It's business, you know, but I don't look at what I do with, you know, with at the end, all I want is my money. That's not my that's not my mindset. My mindset is not on that. My mindset is that you gave me. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. My goal is when you bring it to me, and once we agree on what I suggest, the only way a vehicle gonna come to me is that we agree on what I suggest. Because to me, the way I handle my thing and the way I do handle my business, if you're gonna bring your vehicle to me, and I'm not gonna be able to get you to where you need to be or where I think you should be, I'm not gonna touch your vehicle. Because it's a waste of my time. Because, see, you can go anywhere and get somebody to wash your car, but if you bring it to me and you don't let me do your car properly, you're not going to see the results that I'm talking about. You know, but when I can get you to agree on what I'm going to do, and you will see the difference. And then there are some things that I can show a person that they don't know about, like far as on their paint. But if I could get the person to agree on what I want, and then, you know, and then we agree on what the finish is going to be, I got you. But if you can't agree on that with me, I'll be like, well, you know, I can't do it, because, you know, it'll be a waste of my time, because the end results I'm not going to be pleased with. You're not going to be pleased with. So, you know,
technically, even if you, okay, like let's say, okay, I want everything done on my car, right? And at the end of the detail, I still, even maybe I'm just talking about myself, but at the end of the detail, I still see a little something that I still can touch up on. And if I don't walk away from it, I just stay there all day cleaning homie car. Does that happen to you?
I can't remember once. I can't remember once. You know, I'm not saying I'm perfect. It's just that I just don't move to another spot. I don't jump all over a vehicle. You know, You know, I'm one person. I don't jump all over a vehicle. When I touch a certain area of the vehicle, inside or out, I don't move to another spot until I'm totally pleased with that spot.
Okay, well,
you know.
Let's let the listeners know this. Okay, so let's say you just got a Mustang into your shop. What you know what? Let me switch it up a little bit. Are you mobile?
No, I'm not.
What do you detail as far as that?
I detail out of my home, due to the simple fact that everything that I need is here. You know, everything,
cool.
every, and the reason why I don't mobile is because my lifestyle, what I got going on with my life, and all the tools that I use, it works for me. I don't want to be mobile right at this point.
Great.
Now, being mobile is in my future, but I won't be on the van. I will not be on the van. I will hire once I set that up, and I'm working on that as we speak. Once that get to happening, there'll be other people out there that will be doing that. That way I can employ some people and be mobile to get. But what they do mobile, they can't do. You know, what really need to be done, they have to send them to me.
Okay. I'm asking you this because I know that you did detailing at the crib, but there's a lot of listeners on here that they want to they want to start their own auto detailing business, and they don't think that there are people out here that will bring their vehicle to their house, to your house, rather.
Oh, man, let me tell you something.
Before you answer, how did you do that?
How did I do what?
How did you get people to bring cars to your house?
Oh, okay. Easy. What I did, I started out, every vehicle that I did, and the vehicles when I started.
Hold on one second. If you want to start a mobile detailing business and you want to start from the crib, this is the information that you need right now. You need to go ahead and grab your pen and a piece of paper and write this down. I'm sorry, Styles. Go ahead and complete. Continue, please.
Okay. Now, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, now, so this is what you was. This is something that you were sending out to people. What you just said. That wasn't a question to me. You know, as far as get a pen and piece of paper.
No, that wasn't you.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now. Okay. So you want to know how did I do it? Set my mind to do it at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what I did.
Yeah. If I want to call right now, like let's say I came to you, I said, Styles, I want to start my auto detailing business from the house. What advice do you have for me?
That's easy. And it worked for me, and it worked faster than I thought. Man, I have two vehicles. I have a white Mitsubishi with tan cloth and seats. I have a black Navigator with gray leather seats. So what I did, I would take pictures of the vehicle before. Then I took pictures of the vehicle, like the seats. When I started getting into it, like the seats, what I did a 50-50. I took one seat, took a picture of it. Then I cleaned 50% of the seat straight down the middle. And when I took those pictures, I ended up creating me a Craigslist ad. And when I put those pictures on Craigslist, and then I kept adding pictures, and then I was getting customers right in my neighborhood, and I was doing their vehicles, and I would take before and after pictures. And when I started putting them on Craigslist, people started calling because I put my phone number down there, and people started calling. And there was one guy that contacted me. Him and his family was on their way from Tennessee or somewhere, and he called me while he was on his way back to North Carolina. And so he says, man, me and my wife been looking to get my vehicle detailed when we get back home, and we looked on Craig's, and we seen you and seen pictures before and after, and he wanted to know how much would I charge. I told him, I said, well, when you get to North Carolina, call me. I'll give you my address. Bring it over. We'll look at it. You should show me your concerns, and I'll tell you how much, we'll go from there. And he did. And he did. And I told him, I said, starting, looking at your vehicle, starting is going to be around this. I said, but I promise you, I will not take you past this. I promise you, I won't take you past that. And so what he did, he says, how soon can you start? I said, how soon can you bring it? He said, I could. He said I could bring it. He says, I'm on vacation. I could bring it over Friday. He says, how long you think it'll take? I said, man, this is a white Escalade. I said, man, I may be finished by Sunday. I said, but if you need your vehicle, or if you don't trust your vehicle to be here with me, I said, you can take the keys. I said, either way you want to do it. I said, but I need you to, if you come get it, I need you to bring it back tomorrow, 8 o'clock in the morning. And when and I'll work until, I'm done for the day. So I will work on his vehicle at night. Well, I have lights. I used to be a DJ, so I still got my light show stands and everything. So I bought these powerful LED lights, and I would put them around his car when it started getting dark. And so I would put these lights around his car when it started getting dark. So I would work until my wife would make me stop, you know. And you know, she would make me stop to come eat, or Richard, you've been on it all day. You need to do this. I was like, baby, okay, I'm getting ready to put up. But I was lying. I would probably go another hour. And but I would do his vehicle, and then I would call him and tell him. I would say, I can't remember his name. I still have his number in my phone. But what I would do, I would call him and say, well, I'm done for the day. I'm packing up. And he says, well, is it finished? I said, no, you have to bring it back tomorrow. And then he would come in the dark, and I would be packing up all of my other little stuff. But I was still, when he pulled up, I would still have my LED lights on the car. And he would get out the car, him and his wife, and he would just look at the car, and he was like, oh, my God. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But that guy right there with that car, and he got 5 kids. So the inside it wasn't tore up. It was messed up, but the car just needed a deep cleaning shampoo. It needed everything. You could tell that he had 5 kids and 2 dogs. So, I mean. Wait a
minute. Styles, what kind of vehicle we talking about?
Cadillac Escalade.
Okay.
And white on the outside where kids done took magic markers and they took magic markers and drew it on the mirrors. He said you could tell he tried to get it out. It was, you know, it was a problem for him, wasn't a problem for me. He had bugs all over the front, all into the grill, the front bumper, the headlights, the mirrors, the windshield, everything in the front was just bug magnet. And so the first thing I tackled was those bugs. Then I went on to the tires and the rims and everything. Once I did that, then I was ready to start working on the inside. Man, I'm telling you guys, to make a long story short, when he paid me, when he came to look at the car, I was still working on it when he came to pick it up. Mm-hmm. I had his floor mats, his original floor mats, that I done shampooed and everything, but I had them sitting away from the vehicle, but they needed to dry. So I told him, I said, take a set of mine that I use in my Navigator. When the guy paid me, I told him, I said, well, you can bring these back tomorrow because by them sitting out here, it's nice. They'll be done dried out. That guy paid me. I haven't seen him since. He was so happy. And he didn't hesitate. It wasn't no hesitation. I guess you want to know what I charge them for that vehicle.
It would be nice to know. The listeners
want
to know.
I charge them $500.
Okay. So let me ask you this then. Can you make at least $1,000 from their house?
Can you make $1,000 from your house?
Yeah, detailing cars.
Easy. EASY, like Sunday morning.
That's dope. That's dope, man. That's good information, man. I'm going to twist it up just a little bit. What has been your highest payday?
My highest payday?
Yeah.
My highest payday was $650.
Okay.
On one vehicle. That was my highest payday. But I really wanted to charge them $1,000. But I was like, you know what? I wanted to charge $1,000, and they were like, ouch. So what I did, I was like, this is when I started learning how to use my products. You know what I'm saying? Interior is number one. That's where they're going to be in. They want to walk up to the car and look at it and be pleased. But the interior was number one. Okay. On the outside, I didn't use not one cheap product, but I didn't use the products, that would give a longer lasting protection. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's when I started doing things where I have this. That's when I started learning that I need, if this is going to be my top shelf, I need something up under that because I don't want to use this on a vehicle that's not paying that much. That's right.
Yeah.
So back then, that's when I started buying stuff, but none of the stuff that I have is cheap. None of the stuff I have is cheap. None of the stuff I have that is not name brand. But the thing is, what I did, I learned how to separate